Hello, everyone. Today we are going to do a packet tracer of Cisco version 7.4.6.5 packet tracer. Connect the wired and wireless LAN. This addressing table. These are different devices and their interface and IP address information. Objectives: connected to cloud, connected to router 0. Here's a cloud, is a 0. Connect remaining devices, verify connections, examine the physical topology. Background: when working in packet tracer, a lab environment, or a corporate setting, you should know how to select the appropriate cable and how to properly connect devices. This activity will examine device configurations in packet tracer, selecting the proper cable based on the configuration and connecting the devices. This activity will also explore the physical view of the network in packet tracer. Instructions: Part 1, connected to cloud. Connected to cloud. Cloud is here. Step 1, connect cloud to router 0. Cloud to router 0. At the bottom left, click the orange lightning icon. Lightning icon is here. So all the available connections are displayed here. Choose the correct cable to connect the router 0, F00 to cloud Ethernet 6. Cloud is a type of switch. Cloud is a type of switch. So that means router 0 will connect to a switch. So use copper straight through connection. All right, so here, if we decide, here they give us an answer, use copper straight through. If we decide to use Ethernet cable to connect two different type of devices, like here, router to switch, so we need to use copper straight through. Here's the straight black line is copper straight through. And this one is copper crossover. Crossover is to connect two devices that are the same type or similar type, like a router to router, switch to switch, or PC to PC. So we use crossover. Here, router to switch, we use straight through. So click straight through, router 0 to F00. Here, the fast Ethernet port. Here the icon, look at the icon, is Ethernet port icon. So we clicked it, cloud, Ethernet 6 with the Ethernet port icon. Okay, the lights turn green. That means the cable we select is correct. So next, connect the cloud to cable modem. Cable modem is here. Choose the correct cable to connect the cloud coaxial 7 port to modem port 0. So from here, we can tell we need cable, coaxial cable. This blue Z-shaped cable is coaxial. So we collect it from here, coaxial 7. This coaxial port, look at the icon. The circle, there's a spot in the middle of the circle. This is the coaxial port icon. Okay, so click it, go to cable modem, port 0. This port 0 with the coaxial port icon. So that means port 0 is a coaxial port. So lights turn green, that's correct. Next, connect to router 0. Step 1, connect router 0 to router 1. Router 0 to router 1. Here, choose the correct cable to connect router 0, serial 000 to router 1, serial 00. So this time they ask us to use a serial link to connect these two devices, these two routers. Use one of the available serial cable. Okay, there are two serial cable. One is serial DCE, one is a serial DTE. DCE is data communication equipment. The devices are to gain access to a system over telecommunication line. The devices include modems and multiplexers. DTE is data terminating equipment. The devices are to display or store or generate data for the users. The devices include PCs, printers, terminal devices, system units like that. So here is use one of the available serial cable. That means either one are good here. So we choose DCE, okay, router 0. So serial 000 this one to S000 to S00. All right, so turn green lights. That's good. By the way, we can't, if we decide to use Ethernet cable, but here is a serial link, serial cable. If we use Ethernet cable to connect these two routers, we need to use crossover. All right, remember that. Next, connect the router 0 to Netacad PKA. Netacad PKA is server. All right, so choose the correct cable to connect the router 0 F01 to Netacad PKA F0. Routers and computers traditionally use the same wires to transmit. Transmit is send using wire 1 and wire 2, and receive using wire 3 and wire 6. The correct cable to choose consists of these crossed wires. Although many NIC is a network interface card used on computer, can now auto-sense which pair is used to transmit and receive. Router 0 and the Netacad PKA do not have auto-sensing NIC. So traditionally, router and computer, this and the device using the same wire. So like so use crossover. So crossover router F01, this Ethernet, the icon F0. Okay, turn green, lights turn green, that's good. Next, we can connect the router 0 to configuration terminal. Configuration terminal is the PC. So choose the correct cable to connect the router 0 console to configuration terminal RS232. Okay, this cable does not provide a network access to configuration terminal, but allows you to configure router 0 through its terminal. So from here, we can tell we need to select the console cable. Okay, console cable here. On router 0, we select the console port. To the PC here, use RS232 port. It is a type of a serial port. The lights turn black, that means correct. So here the turn black is correct. Okay, next connect the remaining devices. Step 1, connect the router 1 to switch. Router 1 to switch. As I said, if we use Ethernet cable to connect router and a switch, we need to use straight through cable, like we connect the router 0 to cloud. So we try straight through router 1, the fast Ethernet 10. But look at the icon. Here, this icon is not the fastnet Ethernet, not the Ethernet port icon. This icon is fiber icon. There's a 2 dots here. Yeah, there's a rectangular 2 dots here. 2 dots is two fiber. Okay, I'll explain you why is 2 fiber here. So here we cannot use Ethernet cable on this port. If I click, it will tell you the cable cannot be connected to that port. Okay, so we need to change the cable to the fiber cable. So fiber cable to the fiber port, the fast Ethernet port, but with the fiber icon on it. I'll explain you why. Here, fast Ethernet 01, still with the fiber icon. Fiber icon. Okay, so here's a green, here orange dot. We use fast forward. So turn green quickly. So why is like that? That's because right now there are some switches and routers have ports that support fiber optic connectors through a small form factor pluggable transceiver, the SFP, the small form factor pluggable SFP. Okay, here, let's go to the physical part. So we'll see here. Here, these two dots, okay, like the icon here. This is the port, the fast Ethernet port that support fiber cable. Look at here is NM1FEFX. 1FEFX is here. Then look at information here. This module is a SFP module. SFP module is, I mentioned, is called small form factor pluggable, SFP. This module provides one fast Ethernet interface for use with fiber media. So this fast Ethernet interface is for the fiber use. Okay. That's why. And the switch is the same. Switch these two, these two dots. Yeah. These two dots. It's MN1FFE. 1FFE is here. The same. Yeah, this module provides one fast Ethernet interface for use with fiber media. So this fast Ethernet interface is for the fiber use. So that's why we use fiber cable here. Okay, next is connect the cable modem to wireless router. Cable modem, wireless router, we use straight through. All right, so here is the port 1 to internet port. Okay, turn green, that's correct. Connect the wireless router to family PC. Wireless router, family PC, we use straight through as well. Ethernet 1 to fast Ethernet. Okay, so turn green. Here, why this is used the straight through, that's because now that means because it doesn't mention they use a traditional router and computer, they use the same wire as here. They don't mention this, so that means this computer has the auto sensing NIC, so we use straight through. So now the completion status is 100%. That means all the cable we select are correct. So now we need to verify connections. Step 1, test the connection from family PC to Netacad. So family PC to this server. Let's go desktop, ping. Here's the ping netacad.pka. Yeah, first time takes time to ping because the ARPA request. We wait a little bit time to let it go through. Should be successful. All this verification should be successful because our completion is 100%. It really takes time. Yeah, TTL 4 requests all received, so no lost. All right. So next, use a web browser. So we close command prompt, go to web browser, and we enter the HTTP netacad.pka. Then go. So immediately go to the server's webpage. Successful. Okay. Next is ping switch from home PC, ping switch. Okay, so we need desktop command prompt. So we need the piece switches IP address. Switches IP address. We need to get it from the addressing table. Switch up here is 172.16.1.0.2. So 172.16.0.2, the pin. So the request timeout. The first time is normal, is the ARP request. So again, this time should be full request. I'll go through. Okay, yeah, correct. All right, so next we need to verify the open router 0 from configuration terminal. So open router 0 from PC. Okay, we tested the console cable. So go to here, go to through terminal. All right, so we keep this default setting. Okay, then enter. Okay, now we are in router 0 now from configuration terminal PC through console cable. So from here we can check router 0's configuration. We use show IP interface brief. All right, so here you can see there are 3 interfaces are in use. Okay, one is F00 is to from router 0 to cloud. F01 is to the server. S000 is to the router 1. Okay, correct. Next, examine the physical topology, examine the cloud. Examine this cloud. Okay, click the physical workstation. Where are the logical? We go to the physical workstation. So click. All right, so we're at home city. Click home city and then click the cloud. Cloud, this is a cloud. Cloud is switch, right? All right, so here this is switch. The question is how many wires are connected to the switch in the blue rack. This blue rack, let's zoom in. There are 2 wires. So this wire is from router 0 to cloud through the copper straight through cable. And this is the cloud to cable modem through coaxial cable. Like from the logical is cloud to router 0 and to cable modem. Okay, so 2 wires. Examine the primary network. Let's go back. Primary network, click. All right, so, but what the question? What is located on the table to the right of the blue rack? Blue rack. Okay, oh, there's a table on the right of the rack. Okay, is a PC configuration terminal PC. Is this one. Configurational terminal PC. In the physical workstation, it looks like this. Looks like this. There's computer. All right. So is the answer is configurational terminal PC. Right. So next is examine the secondary network. Let's go back. Secondary network. Right. The question is, why are there 2 orange cables connected to each other? Zoom in a little bit. Yeah, there's orange cable. Orange cable is what? Orange cable is a fiber cable. So from here you can see router 1 to switch fiber cable. Okay, here from router 1 switch fiber cable. Here the question is why there are 2 orange cables. Because we see the icon, there are 2 dots, right? The 2 dots. And here the 2 wires, 2 cables, the 2 fiber cables. Why there are 2? That's because optical fiber use the light pulse to transmit information. And the light could travel in only one direction over optical fiber. So in order to support the full duplex operation, 2 fibers are needed. One for sending information, one for receiving information. So that's why there are 2 orange cable, 2 fiber cable. That's the reason. Next, examine the home network. Let's go back. Home network. Home network is here. All right. So let's zoom out. Here's the devices in the home network. Question is, why is there no rack, okay, to hold the equipment? The answer is no necessary, because here it's like a home. Everybody has a computer at home, printer, wireless router, it's modern, and we just put on the table. We don't need a rack to hold them, so it's not necessary. That's the answer. So, okay, thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, please thumbs up and subscribe my channel and share with your friends. See you next time.